We're in our trouble codes, left front speed sensor circuit. That's a C0035. Now before you do this, you might want to watch this video first. I'm James Noble. Let's get to it. If you want to check our bearing, if you're having any bearing noise, most likely it's a bearing. What I've done is I pulled it out to drive it. I had my scanner hooked up, and that's what you can do too. And what I was getting, I'll show you here, was erratic just from turning the steering wheel. Going 0 mile an hour, it said I was doing anywhere from 2 to 35 mile an hour. But anyway, that's the problem we're having. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna raise it up. We're gonna mess with the harness and see if we can get it to show up. So we're gonna go into live data. Let's get out of that and go into live data. We're going into ABS braking system. And we're gonna look. We'll go ahead and pull them all four up, but what we're looking for is the erratic signal, and it's stationary, and then we can take and we'll mess with our harness and see if we can't get the same thing going on. Now most of the time the harness, it's right there at it's a small harness coming out of the wheel bearing, and really nothing you can do but replace the bearing. Now they do sell a jumper harness or extension harness too, but we'll probably be able to repair this. They don't like you to repair it. I think we can get away with it in this case. We'll try anyway. Okay, let's get it in there. Now on the simple fact that when I done this, I already checked the wheel bearings, but you want to check and see how tight and loose they are. What I will do is I want to put a graph up there and we'll look at it. So we've got them pulled up. We're going to graph them all, even though we know it's the left side, driver's side, front. It's usually easier if you're graphing it to actually see it, but this one's so bad I think it would show up anyway. But what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna wiggle the wheel back and forth, and we'll look and see what our scanner's showing. Now your scanner will have to have ABS capability. Not getting nothing there. Still nothing. So that leads me to believe it is a harness. We're going to raise it on up and we'll start playing with the harness. We definitely got an issue in our sub harness because that's what I'm wiggling. I think I can repair this, at least get them through. I didn't order a sub harness, I ordered a wheel bearing. This is good news for the customer, which is my daughter, which is good news for me, so I don't have to buy a wheel bearing. Let's get you a closer look. This is our sub harness going through here. It's either rubbed to place, and it might be right in there where it rubbed to place. We'll keep working our way down until we find exactly where it's at. Uh-oh. Now watch when I pinch this. I believe our culprit is right in there. Let's open this harness up and see what's going on. Now most likely, if I take and pull this hard enough, it'll pull apart. Let's see what happens. See? See how much it's stretching? You'll never be able to do that, no matter how hard you pull on a wire that's not broke. We know where our problem is. Now we got to figure out how to put a short extension cable in there and maybe solder that to where we don't have, where we don't have the issue of it being in a tight spot. What it is every time the wheel turns, that was getting twisted, so it eventually broke the wire. All right, let's see what we can do to fix it. Now what I've opted to do, instead of trying to repair that harness because of where it's at, where the bend is right in the wheel, I'll show you a picture of where the bend actually is. I went ahead and went to Parts House and ordered a replacement pigtail for it. That gets us out of all the places that causes the issue, and that should give us a longer lifespan. This would have never lasted, I don't think, maybe 3 or 4 months. It will get you through, but this is the final fix here. So we're gonna go ahead and do that. I'm gonna cut here. This is the last place that it actually locks into. I'm gonna cut this here, and then I'm gonna cut this here, just past that, and splice them in. You do wanna make sure your switch is off before you do this. We're gonna trim this back and get us plenty of wiring access. Now we want just enough of our wire to stick through to go all the way in to our butt connector. We're going to do the same thing on the other wire. Now it doesn't really matter if our colors are the same. We just want to make sure that we match our pigtails. Our connector will plug into our old wheel speed sensor. We'll make sure these are the same. Then now we'll take our voltmeter, set it on the lowest scale on the resistance, and we'll probe which side, left or right, is which wire. Make sense? I'll show you. Line up our 2 connectors, and we're going to set our meter to its lowest scale. And what we're looking for is which one is left and right. We just need to know which one wire that the other one is going to be obvious is going to be the other wire. Now we can take our scale, take our meter probe, connect one end, and then probe the other end. So now we know which wire. Yellow is on, if you look at it like this, yellow is on the right side with our clip on top. So we want to know which one of these 2 wires, which it should be this yellow one, is the one that's on the right side. Which it is. We're just looking for the orientation. That way we know we're in the right polarity in case it matters. It may not matter in this situation. Now what I like to do is I'm going to take and measure so we can offset this. So we're going to take that. We're going to pull our wires where they're evenly spaced. And then we can take second one, put on top of there, and we're going to cut it where it will wrap up nice and tight. Now we should be able to get us a nice clean, it won't be a big bulge of wires. We're going to do the same thing with the harness side. Since our yellow one's going to be the longest one, we're going to cut our blue one to achieve the same thing. And look pretty good there. You'll see what I'm doing once I crimp the connectors. That way we have a slimmer package right through here. Got a good strong connection. Now we can tuck it back in and put all our holders back where they belong. Well, that wraps up our ABS harness repair. If you can, hit me with a like and subscribe. I'm James Noble. Thank you for watching.